Lab tech. Oh, we cooking. They can kill this flesh, but they never kill my spirit. Standing on my post, even when they standing in it. Whole nation, set apart, stand with me. Praises to the Most High, lift your hands with me. The radio won't play this, so we got our own station. Turn out big for the feast of dedication. Holy convocation, we gather by the numbers. Prophecy being fulfilled, told you this gon' be a crazy summer. Manhood, fatherhood, brotherhood, what hood you claim? Feel the winds of change, ZZ swing. Load up in the scripts, got my gun bustin'. 10 toes down on this big hood production. Service for the kingdom, we lining up. You can run and tell Babylon that time is up. Live wars, purifying souls. Hands to the plow when you won't go she roll. Servitude, no time to be complacent. Master got down with a towel in the basin. Water on my feet, get grimy in them travels. Walking through the wilderness, knowing what I'm facing. Strapped up for battle, me against the world full of evil. They don't see the demons that vehicle the people. I'm Yahuwah, don't forget about us. And if you wicked in your spirit, nigga, get from around us. They can kill this flesh, but they never kill my spirit. Standing on my post, even when they're standing in me. Whole nation, set apart, stand with me. Praise to the Most High, lift your hands with me. They can kill this flesh, but they never kill my spirit. Standing on my post, even when they're standing in me. Whole nation, set apart, standing with me. Praise to the Most High, lift your hands with me. Lift your hands with me. That's your bomb. Lift your hands with me. Lift your hands.
Chilling with my Hebrew brothers, not basic. We're in the Ozark, facing tribulation. Here comes Satan, niggas always faking. Trying to seduce you, being persuasive. So in this sword, always seeing the occasion. Brothers said the part still having no patience. What it's gonna take for us to rise for the nation. First, purge out all the rebels and the devils. Second, keep the word, keep the feet on the pedals. Third, keep it real, then spiritual levels. Don't wanna run the race and leave no medals. Can't put like Jacob in the angel when he wrestle.
They can kill this flesh, but they never kill my spirit. Standing on my post, even when they're standing in me. Whole nation, set apart, stand with me. Praise to the Most High, lift your hands with me. They can kill this flesh, but they never kill my spirit. Standing on my post, even when they're standing in me. Whole nation, set apart, standing with me. Praise to the Most High, lift your hands with me.
Shalom, all praise God to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Who are we? We are the real Jews that the Bible speaks of. Right? And we out here to teach you so-called Negroes that there's a kingdom awaiting for you. We're here to tell you Negroes that we are at war. We are at war this day. This is a spiritual war for your mind, for your spirit, for your soul. And it's hard time for our people to wake up out of sleep, right? We represent YAHAWAH, who the world even called Jehovah. This in the English language, but in the Hebrew it's YAHAWAH. Okay? Some people say Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yahawah. All right, different dialects. Okay? But it's all the same power, Yahawah. There's only one power on the planet Earth of the universe, and that's Yahawah. And his son, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, who the world even called Jesus Christ, we represent the army of Israel, E37 ministry. My name is Mahawakah, Bunyawada, Bunyasha'ala. And to my left, I got Ak Imanar Yasha'ala. So we're going to read out of the Dead Sea Scrolls. We're going to read a war prayer. Right? Because we are at war, right? We are at war. We are a great exceeding army. Ezekiel, the 37th chapter, in the 10th verse. Matter of fact, can we get that? Let's get Ezekiel. I got your sword. I got a sword right here. Ezekiel 37. Get the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 10. Shout out to all the brothers that's around the country, man, out there bringing forth this word to the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, letting the Gentiles know their judgments, and let Israel know their judgments, because the world will be judged. And there is no escape. Read.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
So we are commanded to prophesy, right? Prophesy against the prophets of Israel. Prophesy against Mount Seir, right? Prophesy against the wicked of our people, right? We are commanded to prophesy, and we're using the King James 1611 Holy Bible, okay? So read that again, brother.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, and verse 10. So I prophesied as he commanded me, and the breath came into them, and they lived, and stood up upon their feet, an exceeding great army.
So the question now is, who is this great and exceeding army? Right? Continue.
Verse 11. Then he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
Say it again.
And he said unto me, Son of man, these bones are the whole house of Israel.
So the army of the Most High is the nation of Israel. When you read this chapter, it's bringing and bridging the two houses back together that were split in half after the death of King Solomon. When you read 1 Kings 11 and 12, okay? And our kingdom was split between Jeroboam and Rehoboam. And we have been divided ever since. And now in these last days, the Most High is trying to unite the 12 tribes of Israel in the resurrection of the 12 tribes of Israel. That's what the book of Ezekiel is talking about. Now we are the dry bones in the valley, man. Where's the valley? America, Babylon the Great. In the hoods and the ghettos, we on what? Hold them out. We off the hold them out on page of Stinker, which is Jennings, which goes into Jennings Station, right? We're in the heart of St. Louis, right? The city, okay? Right? So we out here bringing forth this word by SHAM, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. We're going to prophesy to the wind, right? Whoever this message is for, they're going to hear. Give me Isaiah 30 and 20 right quick. Give me Isaiah 30 and 20. Give me Isaiah 30 and 20. Right? We're going to read a few sources, some information that a lot of y'all probably have not heard, but you're going to hear it today. Give me Isaiah 30 and 20, because our people is going to be awakened by the prophets, by the teachers, by the ambassadors, by the bishops, by the deacons, by the evangelists, by the ministers, whatever title that the Bible speaks of concerning in these last days, that our people are going to be awakening to come back to the Lord's statutes, commandments.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the water of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore.
Huh? What? Read it again.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 30, and verse 20. And though the Lord give you the bread of adversity and the waters of affliction, yet shall not thy teachers be removed into a corner anymore, but thine eyes shall see thy teachers.
See that? So your eyes going to see your teachers. Like when I first came in this walk, I was walking down Times Square, 42nd Street in New York City, right? Going to the Greyhound bus station to go back to South Carolina. And I walked upon the sidewalk, and I ended up walking upon the brothers. It was the Mount Zion camp teaching the Bible. And he was actually speaking to a so-called Jewish Caucasian man and explaining to him out of the Bible, right, that the real Jews are black and that Christ himself was a black man. So all these people that's out there talking about, I don't need no man to teach me the Bible, you're a liar, okay? You're not going to understand this truth except some man come and guide you and tell you in the book of Acts. I believe that's maybe like the 5th or 7th chapter, right? So the scripture says your eyes shall see your teachers. And then she say, this is the way. Did you finish the whole thing?
Verse 21.
Go ahead.
Verse 21. And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee.
You're going to hear a word? Read it again.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee.
How you going to hear it behind you? Because some of you going to walk past the word, right? You probably be walking past the word or walking away from the word, but you shall hear this word. That's why we got this microphone. Isaiah 50, what's that? Isaiah 58 and 1, Salaki, going off. Isaiah 58 and 1 said, cry loud, spare not. Lift up my voice like a trumpet, and a trumpet is one of the most what?
Loudest instruments. It's one of the most loudest instruments.
Okay, one of the most loudest instruments, man. All right? So when we are here speaking this word, it's for you to hear. Okay, go ahead.
And thine ears shall hear a word behind thee, saying, this is the way, walk ye in it, when ye turn to the right hand, and when ye turn to the left.
Right, so you need to walk in what? These laws, statutes, and commandments, man, for this is the whole duty of man. Give me Deuteronomy 12 and 10, right? This is the whole duty of man. You read that in the book of Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. So this is the way, right? You may see us out here, you may think we some militant organization that don't give a damn that we up there bringing forth lies and hypocrisies. You know what I'm saying? And that may be a fact with certain people. All right? But the Most High word is true. Okay? The Bible says, let every man be a what? Liar. That's Romans 3, right? But the word of the Most High is true, man. And you should be justified in these sayings. You got that scripture? I think it's 12 and 10 or 10 and 12. It talks about the commandments. All right? So we're going to bring out this Bible, man. We out here to exhort the word of YAHAWAH by SHAM of MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI. And give me, keep that and give Jeremiah 3:15 about the pastors. Get the one about the pastors too. All right? So we out here to instruct our people, right? Whether you are here or for beer, right? Some of you going to be driving by your windows down. You may put your windows up. Some of y'all may stop, right? We right here where it's nothing but prostitution, drugs, all type of things, alcoholism. All these things is going right down in this area right here. For Hodemont and Page. Okay? Right? But I usually like to teach over there down in Delmont Loop. But that's when you got a lot of the Caucasian folks over there, Esau, right? And they don't want us bringing on Esau over there. Last time we was out there, they ran us off the strip, talking about we can't teach there. All right? But that's fine. You got Jeremiah 3?
Jeremiah 3?
Jeremiah 3, plus Isaiah. Jeremiah 3:15. Right? So we out here to educate our people, man. We out here to warn you about the destruction that's coming to America. We're trying to warn you to get prepared to meet the judge. And the judge is YAHAWAH and a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. You got it?
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 3 and verse 15. And I will give you pastors according to mine heart.
Right, we're going to give you pastors according to his heart. What is the heart and mind of the Most High? The Bible. Right? Right? Isaiah 55 said, my thoughts are not your thoughts. You got your ways, my ways, said the Lord. For us, the heavens is higher than the earth. So are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. So we don't care about man's thoughts. You got to come out of that Christianity mindset, that individualism, thinking that you know the Most High. Like you got your own personal relationship. Your relationship is based off the scriptures, as it is written. Okay, go.
And it shall come to pass, I will give you pastors according to mine heart, which shall feed you with knowledge and understanding.
I will feed you with what? Knowledge and understanding. It didn't say wisdom, dude. Okay, knowledge and understanding. What is the knowledge? What is the understanding? Right, give me that, go to Deuteronomy on the 4th chapter, the 4th verse. Okay? What is the knowledge? What is the understanding? What are we supposed to be dealing with? Right? But then give me, let's deal with that one first. Go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 4 and verse 4. But ye that did cleave unto the Lord your God are alive, every one of you this day. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my God commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither ye go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them.
Keep therefore and do what? It says laws, statutes, and commandments. That's what it said?
That's what he said. Therefore keep them and do them, for this is your wisdom in your understanding in the sight of the nations.
So the Bible says this law, these laws, statutes, and commandments is your wisdom and understanding in the sight of the nations, right? And so when we keeping the laws, statutes, commandments, right? Then what the Most High says from that point on.
Okay, I'm gonna have to read it from because it don't make sense. Verse 6, keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
See, we are a nation that is in exile, okay? We are the outcasts, right? This is not our homeland, right? Even though the Bible tells you in Ezra that the world was made for us, right? This whole planet is made for the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, right? When our King MASHAYACH shall return and bring forth his righteous angels to bring the incoming doom to establish nations on this planet Earth and resurrect the 12 tribes of Israel and establish his kingdom here on Earth, then you will finally understand, we all will finally understand the blessings that the Most High have in store for us, man. The promises that the Most High said in the book of Romans, the 9th chapter. You got something?
Yeah. This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 23 and verse 1. Woe be unto the pastors that destroy and scatter the sheep of my pasture, saith the Lord. Thus, therefore, saith the Lord God of Israel.
Of who?
Of Israel.
He's not the God of everybody?
Of Israel. Against the pastors that feed my people. Ye have scattered my flock and driven them away, and have not visited them. Behold, I will visit evil upon you. I will visit upon you the evil of your doing, saith the Lord.
How are they scattering the flock? Right? How are they scattering the flock through all these philosophies, through all these religions, through all these ideologies, man? You see? Right? It's a diabolical plan, and it's all geared towards us for breaking the commandments. When you read the book of Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, and Leviticus, the 26th chapter, it also it gives you a great review in Daniel, the 9th chapter, how we're going to fall upon the curse for breaking the commandments of the Most High as a nation. We made vows and oaths and commitments in the book of Acts, the 23rd chapter. I think the 23rd chapter, the 24th chapter, that we is going to be the people of the Lord, right? And when we read Deuteronomy, the 27th chapter, we made oaths and vows and commitments to keep the law, statute, commandments, and for breaking them, the Most High said he was going to subdue us and destroy us, all right? And so now our enemies have set up their philosophies after they have raped, robbed, and murdered and destroyed the 12 tribes of Israel. You so-called Negroes that's in the ghettos and slums, you don't know who you are. You don't know who you are. You don't even know what color you are. You're 55, 60 years old, you still think you're a black man, right? Somebody asks you your color, you'll say you're black. Well, I guess somebody did not have the 64 pack of crayons because you don't know your color, right? I'm a brown-skinned man. I'm not black, right? You say the term black because that's what you understand, right? But that's not our color. Our complexion is brown-skinned people, right? And this is foundational things. Your pastor's not teaching you who you are. They're teaching you a Baptist or for John the Baptist. They talk about you're a Christian or for the term Christ. And then they created Christianity. They don't even understand the book of Acts, right? The 11th chapter, 24th verse, right? That the disciples and the prophets was first called Christians. Bring that out, okay? So they're giving you all these philosophies. Pentecost, which is off one of our holidays, as we read in Leviticus, the 23rd chapter, right? Which is first fruits. Okay? Acts 11 and 23. Right? You see what I'm saying? We run around calling ourselves a color. It's ridiculous. I'm a whole school teacher out here, and more than half of the students will understand that they're brown when you ask them what color they are. But we got grown people running around here who have been conformed and programmed to respond and say, I'm black. And black is not a nationality, it's a color. What you got?
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11 and verse 23. Who, when he came and had seen the grace of God, was glad, and exhorted them all, that with the purpose of heart they would cleave unto the Lord. For he was a good man, and full of the Holy Ghost and of faith, and much people was added unto the Lord. Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus.
Who are we talking about?
Barnabas.
We're talking about one of the disciples by the name of Barnabas. Go ahead.
Then departed Barnabas to Tarsus for to seek Saul.
The chief Saul, who you call Paul, who you Christians be reading all throughout the Bible, who you exhort even over the law, not understanding the teaching of Paul, that he was speaking against the law. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch.
Antioch, right? That's their city in Greece, read.
And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people.
Right. They taught much people. Right? This was their whole life mission. Their goal was to go out and teach the word of the Most High. Okay?
And the disciples were called Christians.
What were the disciples called?
The disciples were called Christians.
Hold up. The disciples were called Christians
First in Antioch.
And what does Christ means? Right? Christ means anointed, right? Right? Okay? Hold that right there. This had a verse in my mind. This came in my mind. I just lost it just now, right? So read it again. Read that verse again. They come back.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 11 and verse 26. And when he had found him, he brought him unto Antioch. And it came to pass that a whole year they assembled themselves with the church and taught much people. And the disciples were called Christians first in Antioch.
So they was called Christians first in Antioch. Hold that. Don't go from there. Come on, to Acts 13 and 1, right? Right, read Acts 13 and 1. Good, bring it up. Right there, Acts 13 and 1. Right, because then we want to find out who was Paul. Right? Was he anybody? What was his nationality? Good.
This is the book of Acts chapter 13, starting at verse 1. Now there were in the church that was at Antioch certain prophets and teachers, as Barnabas and Simeon, that was called Niger.
Niger, spell it.
N-I-G-E-R.
For the Googleites out there, you got a dictionary, type in the word Niger. Right? It means black. It's a Latin word which means black. So the disciples were black people. Get Romans 10 and 1, I believe it is. Romans 10 and 1. Romans 10 and 1. Where Paul said that he's a Benjamite. All right? So we out here. Jake is finished. Jake is going through the curses. Jake, nobody, his mind together. He's full of madness. Grown men, young men, all finished. Walking around here bugged out their minds. You see what I'm saying? Mental illness is run rapid in the nation of Israel. Through the men, through the women, through the children. And these days, man, it's ridiculous. It's crazy. I thought we was bad when we was growing up. All right? Read.
All right, this is the book of Romans chapter 11, verse 1. I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid, for I am also an Israelite.
Right, so what is Paul saying? That's Romans 11, going on. Romans 11. Read it again.
I say then, hath God cast away his people? God forbid, for I am also an Israelite, of the seed of Abraham, of the tribe of Benjamin.
Boom. All right? So therefore, Paul made sure he let everybody know his lineage, right? Even though he was called a Roman citizen, that he was born in Rome. Even though he was described as an Egyptian, rapper.
Judah said Philippians 3 and 5 too.
Give me Philippians 3 and 5. That's Jeremiah. Bring it out.
Judah shooter.
Bring it out. Philippians 3 and 5. Judah the shooter in the building. Right? So Paul let you know that he was that the disciples that was first called Christians in Antioch was black people, and that he was from the tribe of Benjamin, of the seed of Abraham of the nation of Israel. Okay?
Philippians 3 and 5.
Philippians 3 and 5.
This is the book of Philippians, chapter 3 and verse 5. Circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel.
Right, so he's breaking it down. Circumcision was given to Abraham. Right, I believe in Genesis the 12th chapter, right? Circumcision was given to us. Okay? So to let you know he's of the circumcision, right? Which was a covenant that was given to Israel, to Abraham, to his seed forever. But
Of the stock of Israel.
of the stock of who?
Of Israel.
Read it one more time.
Circumcised the 8th day.
So we supposed to be circumcised on the 8th day, you black men. You so-called natives, Hispanics. We are the 12 tribes of Israel. Whether some don't want to agree or whatever, we supposed to, what? Be circumcised on the 8th day. Even all the nations and the heathens. We all supposed to be circumcised on the 8th day. In the kingdom of Israel, you will be circumcised on the 8th day. Go.
Of the tribe of Benjamin.
What tribe? He says he's of the stock of Israel, right? Right? Came out of Israel. Abraham had Israel. Israel had Jacob, right? Jacob had what? Benjamin. Read from the top again.
Circumcised the 8th day. This is the book of Philippians chapter 3 verse 5. Circumcised the 8th day of the stock of Israel, of the tribe of Benjamin, and Hebrew of the Hebrews, as touching the law of Pharisee, concerning zeal, persecuting the church, touching the righteousness which is the law, blameless.
Come on, see? So he let you know what set he was from, because we had multiple sets. You had the Essenes, you had the Ebionites, which is the same. You had the Pharisees, the Sadducees, you had the lawyer, you had scribe, you had different various groups, you had the Zealots, you had the Sicarii, you had multiple different Israelite sets during the time of the Messiah and before that, okay? Right? So he let you know that he came through the set of the Pharisees, right? And with the set of the Pharisees, they believed in the resurrection. They believed in various different teachings versus the Sadducees, was more like the priest that dealt with the first 5 books, right? So Paul just let you know his whole lineage. And the Bible says he was Christian first at Antioch, and that the disciples was called black, right? That's clear. That's clear, right? So a lot of you people say that the Bible is a white man's book, but it clearly mentions that the people in the book are black people. You Negroes in America, you so-called Negroes, that just means black, right? Niger means black. Negro means black. Nigger, black. Negro, black. Black is black. Rapper.
2 Corinthians 11 and 22.
2 Corinthians 11 and what?
22.
22? 2 Corinthians 11 and 22. Right? So we're going to bring out this word, man. And who the Most High pull and draw to his word, that's all to his glory. We just out here being a mouthpiece for YAHAWAH, SHAM, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I.
What are they? Are they what?
Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Love this verse. Are they Hebrews? So am I.
Are they Israelites? So am I.
So we got to make sure we specify being Israelites, because you had other Hebrews, right? You had the Ishmaelites, you got the Edomites, Moabite, Ammonites, you had some other Hebrews. You know what I'm saying? Because Abraham was called a Hebrew, right? Which we kept the language after the Tower of Babel, right? So there's other Hebrews, but we are the Hebrew Israelites. That's who we are. Read it again.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 22. Are they Hebrews? So am I. Are they Israelites? So am I. Are they of the seed of Abraham? So am I.
All praise and glory to YAHAWAH, SHAM, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, man. Right? All praise and glory to YAHAWAH, SHAM, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, man. Okay? So the Bible is letting you know that the main figure in the Bible, I know Judy is shooting out scripts, but bring it out. What do you want?
Jeremiah 31, 35 through 37.
Jeremiah 31 what?
35 through 37.
All right, Jeremiah 31, 35 through 37. Okay?
Jeremiah 31.
Jeremiah 31. Going into that, I believe that's going into the covenant, right? The new covenant, Jeremiah 31.
This is the book of Jeremiah, verses 35 through 37. Thus saith the Lord, which giveth the sun for a light by day, and the ordinances of the moon and of the stars for a light by night, which divideth the sea when the waves thereof roar. The Lord of hosts is his name. If those ordinances depart from before me, saith the Lord, then the seed of Israel also shall cease from being a nation before me forever.
How long?
Forever.
Israel is always going to be a nation before the Most High for what?
Forever.
Forever. We have these Christians, we have these people of other nations and philosophies. They don't want you Israelites, give me Psalms 83. They don't want you Israelites to realize and come back to your heritage. That we are the princes and princesses of the Most High YAHAWAH. Right? That is our inheritance. That is our nationality. Right? You see what I'm saying? They want to give you all these false titles. Right? That doesn't make no goddamn sense. We're talking about your African American. Africa is a continent. Okay? That was renamed after Leos Scipio's Africanus, a Roman soldier general that had a fight with Hannibal Barcus. Right? That Hannibal destroyed twice in battle. And then the third time they had internal warfare, you know how niggas is they sell out. Right? Right? And they conquered Hannibal. And then they named North Africa after him. And then they just named the whole continent after him. Okay? Right? So, you talk about you're from a Roman white man's lineage. Right? And then you're saying you're American. America Vespucius is not George. Right? That's two continents, man. I was born here in America. I'm only going to be an American. If I'm going to be anything, I'm not going to be an African American. I was born in the Bronx, New York, at Jacoby Hospital. Ain't a damn thing about Africa there. Okay? A bunch of damn lies. You need to wake up and realize who we are. What you got?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 83, we'll start at verse 1. Let's get it. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace.
So we are here bringing forth the word of the Most High. We're not being silenced, right? Okay? And it says something about peace. Read it again.
Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace.
And we ain't holding no peace for you heathens. And for you Negroes, judgment is coming to you. Judgment is coming to the streets of America. Judgment is already here in America. Every time you look around in the news, somebody's getting shot and killed. Right? There's destruction all over this place. And it's happening to you Negroes. Our men are dying every single day at young ages. Right? Children now, teenagers is killing each other. Nobody want to put their hands up no more. No, they want to duke it out. They want to bust the guns now. They want to be a shooter. Right? Judgment is everywhere. So the Most High is not going to hold his peace, man. He's bringing judgment. YAHAWASHI said, I come not to bring what? Peace on earth, but a sword.
And be not still, O God, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Right. So there's nations out here that hate the Lord. They hate the Lord. And they lifting up their head. They're putting their images up and saying that they him. Right? They're trying to counsel out the Most High through silence. Right? They hate the Most High. And they conspired against the Most High and his people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
The Bible says they are taking crafty counsel, man. Right? They're conspiring against our people every single day. Right? And our people are falling into the traps, the pitfalls. The scripture talking about the book of Psalms. Look at this. Madness. Right? Give me Isaiah, hold that, give me Deuteronomy 28, 29. Right? The book of Psalms, the Psalms, the 7th chapter talks about you dig the pit, and have digged it, and has fallen in the pit which you have made. Because he's setting up all these different things to destroy our people. Psalms 28, 29.
This is the book of Psalms. This is the book of Deuteronomy. It's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
That's 28, 29?
He said 28,
Oh,
28.
28, 28, my bad.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness.
The Lord shall smite thee with madness. How are our people becoming mad? Are we just born mad? Are we taught to become mad? Right? Are these drugs and bad alcohol is inviting spirits upon our people that they start tripping out, bugging out? Right? These are spirits, man. These different things that you're putting in your body is destroying your body and is destroying your spirit, man. And this is how we see these people out here tripping out. Okay? You shouldn't be putting these foreign objects in your body, man. It's all a trap. Go ahead. My man dancing in the middle of the street going off. But when Junebug come flying down here on page 110 miles per hour, Shalawama style. Touch the Most High if thou wantest.
It says Psalm 44, 13.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
And blindness, because you ain't going to see that car coming. Because you bugging out. And our people are blind because they don't realize what's going on. Right? They don't realize what's going on. He said what?
He says Psalms 44, 13 through 14.
Psalm 44, 13.
Jeremiah brought one too.
Psalm 44, 13. Right? That's Jeremiah, Judah. That's Jeremiah, Judah, and Shooter. Jeremiah, Lord, thank you. Read.
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 44 and verse 13. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors.
See, the Bible says, the Most High said, thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, right?
A scorn and a derision to them that are round about us.
So these heathens, these nations is laughing at you. They laughing at the black man and woman. We are being ridiculed throughout this planet Earth. That's part of their conspiracies, right? Our people are blind, man. We are destroyed. We're caught up on these drugs, right? We caught up on these philosophies. We caught up on Instagram. Our women want to be Instagram models. Our young men want to be killers and shooters and drug dealers, right? They want to be an athlete. They want to catch a ball. They want to shoot a ball. They want to hit a ball. Nothing of real concrete or substance, man. Nothing to deal with the intellect. It's all about physicality, man. Right? And while these nations are mocking us and laughing at us, man. Look.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen.
See? And that goes in Deuteronomy 28, that we should be a byword. In Proverbs, man. See what I'm saying? Making mockery of our people, man. Our men ain't shit. S-H-I-T. Right? They say that you ain't shit. Right? They say we ain't shit. Right? And to a fault, we are. Because we're proving them right. Because we don't want to change our mindset, man, and come back to the Lord's statute commandments of the Most High.
Jeremiah Sirach 1 and 17.
Sirach 1 and 17?
Yep.
Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people.
A shaking of the what?
A shaking of the head among the people.
So they looking at us like, look at these niggas. These the Jews? Are these the people of the Bible? Right? I mean, we show our greatness when it comes to our athleticism. When we show our greatness coming out of slavery, creating all these inventions that you see, everything we have created in this Babylonian system, as we have done in multiple captivities throughout our history as a people. Right? But then they destroyed you, and they're using witchcraft, and the witchcraft is the drugs that you're using. If you don't think that drugs is witchcraft, you got to be out your mind. And there's a certain way that we're supposed to be using these herbs. And you're not using it according to how the Most High said for you to use it. Yes, we're destroyed. Yes, we're struggling. Yes, we're the first fire, last hired.
Yes, our women don't respect us anymore. Yes, we get gunned down in the street. Yes, we live in poverty, we're struggling, right? We don't know who the hell we are. We worry about each other killing each other, right? We can't even be a father to our children. You see what I'm saying? Right? We can't even guarantee the safety of our women and children. Because we are destroyed, man. We have not repented and come back to the Most High. More on that? Hosea, what you got? Yeah, bring that out. Once you finish with that, that was a powerful scripture. Okay? Hosea 4:6.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Hear that, brother? It says, my people possessive. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Right? See, we think we go to school and we get an education from elementary, junior high school, college, and you think you have knowledge. Right? But you don't have knowledge of the Most High. The scripture tells you in 2 Maccabees, the 7th chapter, when Eleazar, okay, and talking about the 7 sons and how their education, they was educated in the Bible. They was educated in the laws, the statutes, commandments. Right? I have degrees. I'm in school. But that's for economic purposes. That's for me to function in this society. Right? But the education, the true knowledge, the true information is located right here in the Holy Bible. I don't have to go to this country's divinity schools to learn about my Father. It's given freely by YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH, the book of Isaiah 11, 1 and 2. So read that again.
This is the book of Hosea, chapter 4 and verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
See how the Most High reject our brother over there? He's rolling around in the grass like he's a little kid. Right? And I'm sure it's because he has some foreign substance in him. And it's burning up out here. And this man has a giant monkey on his back. Okay? We understand the Most High talks about when you're going through trials and tribulation. The book of Proverbs talks about give wine unto him that is suffering, right? Okay? But our people is over abusing these things, right? And the scriptures tell you about this. All right? So my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. Most also going to reject us from being what? Priests. What you got? So you're rejected. Right?
Because thou hast rejected knowledge, I will also reject thee.
That's why we filled up the prison houses. That's why we don't have no respect from these nations, man. And not even from our own home. What we got?
They put up Deuteronomy 28 and 37.
Deuteronomy 28 and 37, what else?
Zechariah 12 and 4.
Zechariah 12 and 4.
Isaiah 51 and 20.
All right, come.
And Isaiah 42 and 22.
All right, let's bring out that Deuteronomy. What's that, 28 and what?
37.
All right, bring it up. Okay?
You still got that Sirach 1 and 17.
Oh, yeah, that's Sirach. What was that Sirach? Let me get that.
Sirach 1 and 17 from
Sirach 1 and 17, let me get that. Sirach 1 and 17.
This is the book of Sirach 1, verse 17. She fills all their house with things desirable, and the garners with her increase.
What?
The fear of the Lord is a crown of wisdom, making peace and perfect health to flourish, both which are the gifts of God, and it enlargeth their rejoicing that love him.
Right. So if you love the Most High, you will keep the commandments. If you love the Most High, you will fear him by keeping his commandments, and the Most High will bless you. And the reason why we are finished as a people is because we hate the Lord's statute commandments of the Most High. What you got now, Deuteronomy?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37. And thou shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations whither the Lord shall lead thee.
See that? And that's why you have these foreigners coming to our community, and they're making money off of you. They open up all type of businesses in your community, exploiting you, and they mocking you. They're laughing at you. They're taking our women, right? They're having children with our women. We having heathens running around amongst us, right? Because we can't stand as a man and defend our nation and defend our women and children and demand the respect and authority that the Most High have given the men of Israel without no compromise. Without no compromise, man. Right? We are the leaders and the rulers of our nation. What's the other scripture they got? After Deuteronomy 27? Read it again.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 37.
Zechariah
And
12
thou
and 4.
shalt become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword among all nations, whither the Lord shall lead thee.
Go back to that Psalms 83. Let me go back to that. Go to that Psalms 83. So the Most High said, no matter where we lead, He lead us at. We are scattered through the four corners of this globe. We are scattered all the way since we was going into the various captivities throughout the history of the nation of Israel. You can understand that we have remnants of our people that decided to stay in the mindset of these heathens. And this is why we fell into these captivities, because we want to be like the heathens. So throughout the various captivities throughout the history of Israel, we have remnants of our people that dwelt there, that stayed there. Okay? So our people are scattered around the globe, right? And a bulk of millions of us have came over to the Western Hemisphere. Please read that Psalm 83 and go to another scripture. Read.
This is the book of Psalm chapter 83. We'll start in verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
We are hitting. Where are we hitting at? In the ghettos. Look up the word ghettos. It says that's where the Jews dwell. Go.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
We are cut off from being a nation. Pan around. Show them the hood. We are in the ghettos and the slums of St. Louis. Pan around the phone. Right? We are in the ghettos and the slums of St. Louis. Right? And St. Louis is ranked #1 most dangerous city in the United States of America. How is that? When this city only has less than 400,000 people as a population, but it's ranked the most dangerous city in the United States. And New York is the 5th most safest city in the country with a population of 8 million. Why is that? This is like a testing ground to give ignorant black men, because my people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They hate each other. Concerning Deuteronomy 28th chapter and the 54th verse or 55, they hate each other. So here in this city, everybody's strapped up, right? And when you put something that has power, right, to take a life, if you're ignorant as hell, and you sit here watching these fools all over the damn rap TV shows or in YouTube and all these little dirts and King Vongs and whatever these Negroes' name is, Statham, whatever these Negroes' name is. I can't even say these people's name, right? Spot 'em, got 'em. Got a nigga name called Spot 'em, got 'em.
As soon as they spot him,
You know what I'm saying? As soon as they spot him, got him. Right? You niggas be speaking death into your life. Ignorant, dumb names. Ridiculous. Right? Our people are destroyed. Come get this word. Come get this knowledge and information. Okay? We taking on all questions, man. It's time for our people to repent and come back to the knowledge of who you are. Finish reading, bro.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
So they don't want you to know who you are. That the name of Israel shall be no more in remembrance. What other scripture they have over there?
Zechariah 12 and 4.
Zechariah 12 and 4? Zechariah 12 and 4. Bring it up. Okay? Wake up, Israel. Wake up, black man, so-called black man and woman. Right? And come back and repent and hear the word of the Most High. You so-called Hispanics, right? Of Indian and Negro descent. We make sure I say that as the elders always say.
He says, Salakia, that was Ecclesiastes 2 and 12, not Sirach 1 and 12.
You want Ecclesiastes what? 2 and 12?
Yeah.
Sirach 2 and 12? What is Sirach 2 and 12?
Sirach 2 and 12?
No.
Ecclesiastes?
Yeah, Ecclesiastes.
In the Bible?
Yeah, because he said not Sirach.
All right, Ecclesiastes 2 and 12. Yeah, because I was like in the work, but it's all good. Ecclesiastes 2 and 12, bring it out.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 12.
17, not 12.
What is it?
So look. Okay, because I had to go all the way
down.
So see, look.
Okay, you got to bring it up. You got to bring it out now. Come on.
Because I was stuck right here because you was
all right, Zechariah 12 and 4. Did we read that?
And then you go up and look.
All right, come on. Let's read it, Mama. They bring out the scriptures. Let's give me the scripture. Come on, what we got? Zechariah 12 and 4, right? Zechariah 12 and 4. Let's stay where we at. Then we get whatever we got to get.
This is the book of Zechariah, chapter 12 and verse 4. In that day, saith the Lord, I will smite every horse with astonishment, and his rider with madness. And I will open mine eyes upon the house of Judah, and will smite every horse of the people with blindness.
Right, so our people going to be destroyed, man, in this society. You can walk around, you can drive around here in your nice fancy cars, or your semi-cars, or your motorcycles, your slingshots, and anything that you up there worshiping, and not paying no attention to the words of this book. Because everything is about carnality. It's all about the physical things. And we all learned this in school, man. You can't take none of these things with you, right? But what can you take with you? Righteousness before the throne of the MASHAYACH, before the throne of YAHAWAH, right? For MASHAYACH is our defense attorney. He's fighting for you. He's fighting for me, right? Is there more in there? That was in on Zechariah 24 with Ecclesiastes 2:12.
Tasha said Deuteronomy 28 and 16. Tasha.
Oh, give me the bolding verses, man. Go ahead, bring it up.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 12. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that cometh after the king? Even that which hath already been done.
Look at my man, he's running over there, wilding out. Read it again.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 2 and verse 12. And I turned myself to behold wisdom and madness and folly. For what can the man do that comes after the king? Even that which hath already been done.
Right. So even Solomon, in all his wisdom that the Most High gave him, the Most High gave him all wisdom. He even had wisdom to understand madness and folly. Right? How many of y'all can get the spirit of wisdom, of madness and folly, and come up out of it? Huh? How many of you think you get that spirit upon you and be able to hold it together? Right? Nebuchadnezzar got the spirit of madness. He was on his damn on 4 feet. He was on his hands and legs like a damn animal for years. Okay? Because he exhorted himself as if he himself was the Most High. And the Most High made his ass live for like 4 or 7 years like a damn beast. Growing hair, butt naked outside, finished, over, women's rap. Right? So, why would you just make yourself become mad by using these psychological drugs that destroyed you? Isn't that Deuteronomy scripture Joshua to bring out?
She said Deuteronomy 28:16.
Deuteronomy 28:16?
That's what Tasha put up.
Right? What else we got out there? Deuteronomy 28:16. Let's bring it out. That's right after Deuteronomy 28:15. Bring it up. Read 15.
15 and 16. This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verses 15 and 16. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Black man, you are under a curse. We are under the curses. So he said for us not keeping the commandments, brother, we going to be cursed. I'm going to read some of these curses. We've been reading some of these curses. We wonder why we going through the hell we going through. Right? We answer these questions in our spirit, but we don't have no answers. Because your pastors don't know the Bible. They wasn't called. They wasn't chosen. Right? They wasn't chosen. Jeremiah was chosen before he was born in the womb. Hold that, and let's go to Jeremiah 1:5 right quick and then go back to that. Right? Jeremiah 1:5 and then go back to that. Right? You have these questions in your mind. Right? In the spirit of Isaiah 29:9, you're going around looking for these people to be able to open your eyes and see the scripts, and they can't open it. They say the book is closed.
It says Sirach 1:17.
Right? Jeremiah 1:5. So the Most High said, if you don't keep his commandments, he's going to curse us. Right? That doesn't sound good. That doesn't sound nice. Right? Jeremiah 1:5.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 1 and verse 5. Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee.
Before he formed you in the belly. Right? Before he formed you in the belly. Right? The belly words. What the Lord said?
Before I formed thee in the belly, I knew thee. And before thou camest forth out of the womb, I sanctified thee. And I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
See, the Bible says he ordained us to be a prophet unto the nations, man. You think I chose to be standing on this corner? You think I chose to be an Israelite for the past 31 years? I was running out here hustling, selling crack cocaine. And I shouldn't have been doing it. I knew better. I knew not to do that. I was an athlete in school. But I had no father to kick that foot up my ass. You see what I'm saying? I had that daddy because our households had been destroyed since the 70s during the heroin epidemic. Right? And then they pushed the crack cocaine in the 80s. So now our households are destroyed. It's destroyed. I'm trying to get, let me stop trying to use these words and mess it up.
Keep it plain, man.
Keep it plain and simple. Right? You see what I'm saying? When in the 1950s and the 1960s, 80% of the black families was together. And then, after the Vietnam War and the uprising of the Civil Rights Movement, right? And the Black Panthers and Malcolm X, they decided, oh no, we gotta stop these young niggas. We gotta stop these young men and women, they rising up. So let's throw raw coke, raw heroin in the ghettos and the slums throughout the United States and destroy this generation. Right? Let's create the drug dealer. Let's create the prostitutes. Right? So now, you don't have marriages anymore. Right? We just running around, bugging out, disco music, dance fever, whatever the hell you want to call it. Right? Partying. Getting high. Somebody busting right now. St. Louis.
Yeah, they over that shit.
Right? Boom.
All right, this is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
What the Bible says about the 12 tribes of Israel said we're going to be cursed in the cities. Why is St. Louis ranked the most dangerous city in the United States? With the most less population. Right? It's crazy. St. Louis, Memphis, Tennessee.
Houston.
Right? Houston, where he's from. You would think where I'm from, originally from New York City, would be off the chain, but it's ranked the 5th most safest city in the country with 8 million people.
We like the number 2.
Huh?
We like the most murderous after St. Louis, I think. We like the number 2.
You got, if somebody look it up, you always got St. Louis in the mix, Memphis, Houston, you got Detroit, right?
Yeah, Little Rock.
All people, Little Rock, Arkansas, all people be buck wilding, man. Right? The Bible said we're going to be cursed and we're going to be destroyed in the what cities? Read again.
Cursed shalt thou be in the city.
Go ahead.
And cursed shalt thou be in the field.
It doesn't matter if they're in the country parts, not in the city parts. They're in the country parts, they're still buck wilding. No matter where we are in the world, we're still wilding. Whether we're in the Caribbean island, whether we're in South Central America, it's still the same thing. No matter if we're over there in Europe, it's still the same thing. We destroying each other, we hate each other, we're killing each other, right? And we don't know why. We don't know why. The reason why is because we broke the covenant. It's in the Bible. We're out there all in and out. You good?
We good. Hey, this funny. Hey, real quick. You know, and I don't want to say nothing out of place, but this is just the reality. Our people be worried about being recorded on cameras, and your whole life you being recorded. They got cameras on the bus you about to get on. They got cameras in the store right here. They got cameras on these street corners. Why is it that our people like doing wrong and only will be ready to show their face when they in captivity? But when it comes to something like this, they don't want their faces in the camera. They don't want to look like they agree with the word of the Most High.
Right.
We got to understand, people. Right now today, if everybody on this block drop dead, you don't know where you stand with the Most High. I'm looking at this brother, I've been watching this brother back here for the past 30 minutes. This brother is bugged out. If we drop dead right now today, where do we stand with the Most High? What knowledge do we have? What have we taught? Have we loved each other today? If right now, if we drop dead right now, what would we present to the Most High that's worthy of acceptance? I see you inching this way, brother. You know what I mean?
You all right?
Need some water or something?
Water, brother?
Yeah, man. The Most High, he know what he was doing. You feel what I'm saying? The Most High do what he was doing. All praises.
Come out here and do this.
Yeah. This is what we need.
Thank you, my brother.
Right now today, if the Most High was to stand in front of us right now today, a lot of us would be perished because we constantly, continually, without regard for a consequence, break his laws. We haven't just brought out a gang of scriptures, a gang of precepts letting you know the Most High is not playing. He ain't dealing with any other nation in this manner, y'all. Only Israel. We disregard him by doing what we want to do. So when we read these scriptures and some of these things sound foreign to y'all, it's one, because your pastor not reading them to you in the churches, and two, some of this is scary to y'all, so y'all don't read it on your own time. I truly believe that some of our people, though they know the faith, don't care. Like, y'all know what today is? According to the Bible, sir, do you know what today is? Come reason with us. Come have a conversation with us. I like talking to the people. There you go. Okay, so do you believe in the Bible, sir? You? Yes? So we can agree that God's word is infallible, perfect, flawless, righteous, holy, pure, all that, right? Right? Deuteronomy 20, verse 8. I want you to hear this real quick. This is a commandment. This is one of the commandments of the Most High God, the God who created you. Like, I don't know if you know, but like God's chosen people are walking this whole place right here, this us. He gave us specific commandments that we supposed to follow. He didn't give them to everybody. It'd be dope if everybody followed them, but everybody don't follow. He gave us specific commandments. This is one of them.
What you want again?
Deuteronomy chapter 20, verse 8.
The book of Deuteronomy 20, verse 8. And the officers shall speak further.
Deuteronomy 20 and verse 8. Give me.
All right. So when the elder went out, he went across the street, got that beer in his hand. Like, hold on now. I ain't trying to hear that. You probably trying to take this beer out my hand. Oh, nah, buddy. I got that 24 master cylinder. 24-ounce master cylinder. No way, Jose, buddy. Right? We ain't doing none of that. Right? So the book of Psalms 19, right? Let's get that. We can read that one. Psalms 19 and 7. And so the law of Yahweh is perfect. The law of Yahweh is perfect, converting the soul. The testimony of Yahweh is sure, making wise and simple. Right? Is that the scripture now? You found it?
Yeah. I didn't find the one I want, but it's close to it. All right, so this is a commandment. It says in the book of Leviticus, chapter 20 and verse 8. 28? Yeah. Bring that up. Leviticus 20 and 8.
Leviticus 20.
Yeah.
Leviticus 20 and 8. For everyone, so sanctify yourselves therefore and be ye holy, for I am Yahweh your power.
and ye shall keep my statutes and do them. I am Yahweh, which sanctifieth you.
So plainly put, that your dad, right, said, you're going to keep my laws. This the law of the house. Keep the law of the house. How you doing, brother? Got a minute to hear the word of the Lord? Come give us a minute. Now, he gave us these laws, and he said you got to sanctify yourselves, clean yourselves up, and be holy. Be ye separate. Be righteous. Be good, right? Then he gave us the commandment. What you got?
Proverbs 3:1. It says, my son, forget not my law, but let thy heart keep my commandments.
So the Most High wants us to not forget the law. He wants us to keep his commandments. So it's just like we was raised in the house with our fathers. Some of us grew up with our fathers. They gave us commandments. Hey, I want this done every day before I get home from work. Some of y'all grew up with y'all fathers. You understand the game. You had laws and statutes you had to live by in the house. You broke those laws, you got dealt with. Facts?
Facts.
All right, so this is a commandment. We about to read that. Give me Give me Exodus chapter 20, the 8th verse.
Exodus 20?
Exodus 20, the 8th verse. That's what I want.
Exodus 20 and 8.
Yeah. Now, mind you, this is a commandment from the Most High, the Holy One of Israel, our Father, the one who made us in his image, the same one who said, I'm going to bless you if you be good, and I'm going to curse you if you do wicked. And right now today, as we look around, we can see that some of our people may have to be dealt with because of disobedience. Bring this out.
Exodus 20 and 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So today, for our basic Hebrew knowledge, today is the Sabbath. Ma'am, did you know that today was the Sabbath day? Brothers, did you know that today was the Sabbath? All right, what did it say on that? Listen.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shall thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of Yahawah thy power. In it thou shalt not do any work, nor thy son, nor thy daughter, thy manservant, nor thy maidservant, nor thy cattle, nor thy stranger that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahawah hath made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the 7th day. Wherefore Yahawah blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it.
So the Most High set up a blueprint. How you doing, sister? What's going on? Got a minute for the word of the Lord? Come get a conversation. Oh, that's cool. They come too. This university for us. Young and old. You know what I'm saying? So according to the word of the Lord, he made the earth and heaven in 7 days. And he made the earth and heaven in 6 days. 7th day he rested. So we ought to follow that blueprint, right? We ought to follow that blueprint. What you got?
Zechariah 7:11. But they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears, that they should not hear. Yea, they made their hearts as an adamant stone, lest they should hear the law and the word which Yahawah of hosts have sent in his spirit by the former prophets.
So you got to understand, first and foremost, that there was prophets here aforetime that's basically doing exactly what we doing. The only difference is they didn't have modern technology, which means the word of the Most High is still unchanged. But you know what they did back in the day? Because ain't nothing new under the sun, right?
Right.
Our people don't listen. They would rather listen to Pastor Porkchop and Bishop Stuff Your Pockets and Reverend Repetitive tell the same damn lie every Sunday. And then y'all come out of church with a feel-good trap house doctrine and go right back to sinning like Catholics.
Bring it out.
Yeah. So the Most High is he's going to continue to keep us in this condition until we realize it's a pattern that can be broken through obedience and repentance. How you doing, brother? You got a minute for the word of the Lord? Come get the word of the Lord real quick, man. Might hear something specifically for you. Yep. Prophecy was being fulfilled. Didn't we just read the script?
Yeah. And therefore came a great wrath from Yahawah of hosts. Right?
So now let me read Ecclesiastes 1 and 7.
Yeah, bring that out. Because when the Most High give us warnings and we choose to ignore them, when he send the prophets and we choose to ignore them, disrespect them, disregard them, right? When he brings judgment upon his children, don't say, I don't understand why all this killing going on in the community. I don't understand why all these teenagers being rebellious to their elders. Well, the elders are dropping the ball too, because they not even walking in the example of YAHAWASHI.
Right, bring it up.
You know what I'm saying? So how you gonna get mad at the young folks for not listening to you, and you one of the most hard-headed Negroes up the family tree? You get what I'm saying? You can't get on your shorty for being hard-headed, and you don't honor your heavenly father. You know what I'm saying? Like brother, how you doing, brother? Hey, come here to word of the Lord real quick. Give me 2 minutes. You believe in the Bible? Yeah, you say yeah? Okay. So we can agree that the Bible is the infallible, perfect word of God, right? The creator of heaven and earth. All right, watch this. What you got? All right, look. So I'm about to read a commandment real quick. Matter of fact, I'm not even gonna read a commandment. I'm gonna read something real quick. You know about the Israelites? You know you Israelite, brother? The Most High is pulling your coattail. It's a spiritual thing. Don't judge me. But he's pulling your coattail today because it's something specifically for him.
Thirsty or something, brother? Thirsty? A lot of water? I get that.
So we're here to bring the good news. And the good news is that us as so-called black people, we have a kingdom that's coming here on earth, man. All right? What you got?
All right, so here it is. So you say you believe the Bible, correct? So when I read this scripture, it should hit you like a ton of bricks because it's a revelation, it's a prophecy, and it's our identity, all right? So this is the book of Psalm, chapter 82. At verse 6, I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. But ye shall die like men, and fall as one of the princes. Now, what do you think that means for you? I would say collectively all of us, but, huh? Yep.
Read it again one more time.
This is the book of Psalm, chapter 82 at verse 6. I have said, ye are gods.
So the Lord is acknowledging to us, the Israelites, right, that we are gods. And we were gods. Did it say we are gods?
It says, ye are gods.
The Lord said, ye are gods. So we look at the word God as power, meaning ruler, right? Leader, right? So we are the gods and the rulers and the leaders. We're supposed to be the gods and the rulers and the leaders, first of all, in our family. We are the rulers in our family, right? And we are the rulers on this earth. We're supposed to be governing this world through the righteousness of this book. But because we forsook the Most High, he has destroyed us. We're going to tell you right now, go.
But ye shall die like men.
So the Bible says we're going to die like men. How you going to be a God one day, right? And now you're a man. You're basic, right? We was created to be immortal. Now we're mortal men, right? You see what I'm saying? The Most High created us to be gods, right? And so now we're at the bottom of the totem pole. Go ahead, Pastor. What's doing, Jordan?
And ye shall fall like one of the princes.
Right? And we're falling like a fallen prince, right? You see what I'm saying? And prince is another word for leader. In the book of Ecclesiastes, I believe, what is that? 7, it says, folly is set in great dignity, right? And I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking upon the ground as servants. Okay? Bring it up. Ecclesiastes 10 and 7, right? So we're supposed to be in the head and in the front, right? In our households, that's 1 Corinthians 11, right? We're supposed to be ruling over our women. Do you have a woman? Right? Did you ever have a woman?
That's probably good right now. You got probably good. It's okay.
Probably good,
right
huh?
Now,
yeah.
The more that the Bible teaches us, it's probably good for some of us right now not to have women. And it's not a bad thing, but I wanted to bring this out for you, brother. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth. So when you look at that, that lets you know that the majority of you're going to see our people looking like the servants, and you're going to see the people that's oppressing us on the horses. So you ever seen slavery, how they look? That was a prophecy. If you ever see the prison system, you see all the black dudes, they in the prison suits, they tilling the ground, and what the white dudes doing, they riding on the horses. The overseers is watching over. So this was a prophecy. This was a prophecy about our people.
Yeah, let me pull that scripture out because Judah had to bring it out a little earlier. It's Isaiah 42. Bring the one in Revelation 2:9 too. Yeah. Right? Don't our people in and out the prison system? Why is that, man? Well, we're supposed to be on top and enslaving them, but instead of that, we're the ones that's being enslaved. Right? We're the one that's struggling. Okay? We're going to read Isaiah, the 52nd chapter, and we're going to probably start with, so I can read this whole thing, but, look at that 2:9.
This is the book of Revelations, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works, and tribulation, and poverty, but you're rich though. And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews, and are not.
The Lord says people running around here saying they're Jews, but they're not, they're lying.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
They represent Satan, right? That's who they are. They're the adversary. Okay? Anymore?
Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison.
What the devil gonna do? Throw you in?
Into prison.
Whoop, whoop. That's our police. Whoop, whoop.
That's our police. Hey. Hey.
In the back seat. Boy, shoot, I was just in the back seat a couple of weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? Couple of hours, only a couple of hours.
But it's a beautiful side to this, because it says you will be thrown into prison. Some of us will be thrown into prison, and some of us will be tried, and you shall have tribulation 10 days. But you be faithful unto death, and I will give you a crown of life.
Woo, that's what we're looking for, a crown of life. We read Revelation 1, 5, and 6. Yes, we want a crown of life, man. You may be struggling right now, because I'm struggling. I'm going through it. I'm catching it, man. I've been catching it for a minute, too. I am no different than you, brother. Trust me. I am no different. We all go through the same trials and temptations. Scripture tell you that, I believe, in 2 Corinthians, man. Right? We all experience the same temptations, the same struggles, man. It's about choices. It's about choices. And once we understand the choices, right? And the choices is outlined in the Bible. The right and wrong, the good and evil is outlined in the scriptures. Right? And once we be able to channel into this, man, our life will begin to change. And I won't say that you won't go through things, because the devil is going to come at you like a roaring lion now, because now you stop putting down the drugs. You don't want to use the drugs, baby. You don't want to drink the bad, cheap alcohols, malt liquor. Nobody should be drinking malt liquor in 2022, right? Nobody should be using heroin. Nobody should be using crack, right? Nobody should be popping pills and mollies and none of that, right? We shouldn't be doing none of that, okay? We should be being spiritually led by the word of the Most High, by MASHAYACH. Go.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. And from Jesus Christ, who is the faithful witness,
From MASHAYACH, go.
and the first begotten of the dead, and the prince of the kings of the earth, unto him that loved us, and washed us from our sins.
Yeah, he loved us. He washed us from our sins. We may be looking terrible right now. We may be on the bottom right now. We may be catching hell right now. But guess what? The Most High still loved us. He sent his only begotten son, MASHAYACH, YAHAWASHI, to die upon the cross, man, to redeem us back to the Father.
All right? Redeem us back to the Father. Go. Test 1, 2. All right, bless up, my man.
Yeah, we back.
Brother Water.
Brother, you believe in the Bible? Yeah. That's what's up. Not all of them. Well, it's the holy, infallible word of the Most High. It's perfect. You got people that put their hands in it, but now you can't stop. You can't never mess up perfection. And one thing I love about the word of the Most High, it's the only book right here that we can actually read stuff out of, and we just seen the truth of the matter come out of it. There are no other books that are going to point you in the direction of righteousness. You feel me? It's not going to point you in no other direction but back to the Most High. So I want to read this real quick while I got you here. Have you ever heard that Christ was a black man? You ever heard that? Yeah, so YAHAWASHI is a black man. The one who the world calls Jesus Christ, he is not a white man. He's not some white dude on a painting. He's a black man. I'm about to read the description of the Messiah right now. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verses 14 and 15. This describes what the Messiah looked like, bro. I want you to get this. His head and his hairs were white like wool. Uh-oh. Sir, do you know a race of people whose head and hairs are white like wool? You don't know no race of people like that? So you can't look at yourself in the mirror and see you got white hairs in your head like wool? Look, but watch this though. It says, his head and his hairs were white like wool, as white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. Why do you think that was? Why that was because the Messiah, he drank wine, right? And his feet like onto fine brass, as if burned in a furnace. Now, have you ever baked something in the oven? What happens if it's sitting there too long? It burn, right? What color it come out? Black. It come out black, right? So according to the word of the Most High, according to the Bible, our Messiah, our King, is a black man. And he gotta be black because everything that he went through in the scriptures, we as black people go through right now. For real. Like, can't nobody tell me that the Most High ain't a black man. He love fried foods. He love his food cooked real good, well done.
He like his fish
you
on
feel me?
Fridays.
He like his fish on Friday. Yep. And he love partying, right?
Love partying.
He love a good drink.
That's right. Bring it on.
And he love to see his people together.
That's right. He like to roll with a crew.
How you doing, Sister? What's going on? Sis, come here, word of the Lord. Yo, we out here trying to make sure that all people know that you are the greatest thing walking this earth. Don't ever sell yourself short anymore and say that you a nigga or a thug or a thought bitch. You the greatest thing walking this earth. You let everybody else's labels and everybody else's perception of what you think you are be the foundation for the thing that makes you get up in the 24/7. You were raised in the image of the Most High, brother. You were made in his image. You feel what I'm saying? What's up, sisters? What's up with it? Y'all were made in his image. The Most High created you for greatness. He didn't create us to be at the bottom of the barrel. That was a punishment for disobedience. We were never supposed to be here if we were keeping the commandments of the Most High.
Talk to him.
When we started taking up these other deities, when we started worshiping these false mighty ones, when we started trying to adapt ideologies like Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving, now we at the bottom of the barrel. We got sisters walking around here with blonde hair in their damn heads, and they ain't nowhere Caucasian. Not a stitch of them. We got our men around here dressing like Batsy boys, because ain't nobody told them it's an abomination unto the Lord. We got our women out here dressing like men, because ain't nobody told them it's an abomination unto the Most High. We got our men stumbling around in drunkenness. Nobody drunk in the spirit. We got our men stumbling around here high. Ain't nobody elevating spiritually. Then the minute we come out here, it's either we got one person in agreement or the whole hood on your head. That lets me know the Bible real. Because every one of the prophets that spoke to the people concerning their salvation, the people doing just what's going on right now. Which lets me know it's another prophecy. Ain't nothing new under the sun.
What you got in that bag, brother?
Break bread with us. Come break bread with us, Elder. This is the second time I done seen you today. Come talk to us.
Stocking up.
You know what I'm saying? On the day of judgment. What can we say to the Most High if he run back that beautiful bean footage? What you gonna say, brother in the white? What you gonna say when you gotta stand before the Lord? What we gonna do? If we died right now today, we gotta stand before him, the majority of us burning in the lake of fire because of disobedience, because of disregarding the prophets of the Most High. This word ain't no game, people. This shows salvation. He said, my people choose to be ignorant, so I'm going to let you be ignorant. That's what we just brought out. Ain't that what we brought out?
God.
Yeah. We're required to let y'all know so that you can't never say, I didn't know. Or you know, because it was some black dudes on your block, brewing down your block, writing scriptures on your wall. You know what's up.
Bring it out.
Bring out some script real quick.
Bring it out.
Give me Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. The greatest thing walking this earth, we've been reduced to niggas. Freaking madness. It's madness. Y'all got white people laughing at y'all when they ride by. Look at them niggas over there. They ain't shit. We kill each other. They don't care. You go in their hood, I guarantee you, we could not go to their neighborhoods and do what we doing right now. They running us up off the block. Give me that. What you got?
The book of Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6.
Hey, I want y'all to hear this over there. I want y'all to hear this scripture, because this talks about how the Most High view his children, especially those that walk in righteousness. What's up, brother? Give me where I know in the book.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Wow, sis with the red hair, did you hear that? The Most High say, you liver than the Asian? He say you liver than the African? He say you even liver than the white man. Did y'all hear that? Come on now. That's got to spark something in you. Brother, do you know that the Most High say you are a chosen people, special, holy, but it ain't for no reason. Why did he do it?
Right.
Read that verse 7.
For thou art an holy people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord YAHAWAH thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. YAHAWAH did not set his love upon you, nor chose you, because you were more in number than any people, for you were the fewest of all people.
So the Most High chose you over Charlie Chin. He chose you over Crocodile Dundee. He chose you over Shaka Zulu. He chose you over Billy Bob Thornton. He chose you to be a special people. Look at how we show him we love him. Where the love at? Where's the love for YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI? We can't say we love him. Every time we say we love the Most High, we're liars. Sister in the red shirt, do you love the Most High? No? What's up with it? Do you love the Lord, brother? Hey, he wants us to be obedient to him, right? That's the only way we can really show him we love him. Because we royalty, right? We got to know we royalty. Come back and holler at me. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he chose us to be live with Charlie Chaplin, Charlie Chin, all them kung fu motherfuckers we used to watch back in the day.
St. Louis.
He told us to be great. And he didn't choose us because we was big.
Walmart, pull up.
Baby? He didn't choose us because we was a major group of people. We was small in number. The other nations that campus us about, he gave us the power. He moved on our behalf. Hey, the Most High was so awesome, brother. He didn't even have to come down off the throne. He just spoke words. That's how I know we live, because he gave us the same power. Give me that Proverbs 18:21. He gave us the same power words. He said, listen, he say, I give you power and authority. We don't get that from nowhere else. The white man can't give us no power and authority. They ain't got no power and authority except from by YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI. You think this is oppression that they came up with themselves? No, this was prophesied. What you got? Bring it up.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 18, verse 21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof.
Did y'all hear that, brothers across the street? Did y'all hear that, brothers across the street? Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those that love it shall eat the fruits thereof. So I'm going to give you a quick example. If I wake up tomorrow morning saying I ain't shit, and then I go into certain conversations or certain circles saying that, eventually somebody gonna treat me like that, and that's the mindset I'm going to adapt. The power of words is everything. He go, man, I don't even want to use that as an example, but I got to. This is the power of life in the power of the tongue. Man meets woman, beautiful child on the way. All praises, right? Words. But then we in the same city where niggas is ducking bullets every damn day. Why? Words. Frequencies. And we love that. We everything that has anything to do against the Most High, that is death. What is that? We have made a covenant with death. Bring it out for me. Okay, bring it out.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, 54.
This is a curse, y'all. Check this out.
So that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
So the man that's tender amongst you, that's in y'all circle, somebody gonna have an evil eye towards you in the circle. And it could be for any reason. It could be for any reason at all. But the scripture said what? What did it say?
Deuteronomy 28, chapter 28, verse 54. And it reads, so that the man that is tender among you and very delicate, his eye shall be evil towards his brother.
So let me ask y'all a question. How many hood shootings y'all done walked up on, rolled past? How many times you done seen somebody get robbed for some money? They jewelry, they rims on their car. Yeah, because it's a tender-eyed brother amongst them that's plotting evil. The oppressors put name brands all in the hood. Go to the suburbs. How many liquor stores you see in the suburbs? How many? How many liquor stores you see in the suburbs? Hey, how many trap houses you see in the suburbs? Yeah, the Most High knew what he was doing. And then he put us amongst people who sit up and they love materialism, and either it's that or it's just they got unclean spirits, and 9 times out of 10, you have an evil brother amongst you that's going to do what?
This is Isaiah chapter 28, verse 14. Wherefore, hear the word of YAHAWAH, ye scornful men that rule this people which is in Jerusalem. Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? We made a covenant with death. How do we make a covenant with death?
Because ye have said, we have made a covenant with death, and with hell are we at agreement. When the overflowing scourge shall pass through, it shall not come unto us. For we have made lies our refuge, and under falsehood have we hid ourselves.
So a lot of our people, have failed for the bullshit. I'm looking at roughly almost 10 black people over there, right? How many black people over there know they're not really black? How many of us know we're not really the labels that they put on us? How many of us know that our people would rather be anything else except an Israelite? Oh, we can be Baptist, we can be Catholic, making these covenants with these lying-ass pastors, these fake preachers, these fake reverends. We make covenants with death all day. We go to courthouses, we sign documents. We go into these buildings, signing documents, making covenants with people, don't do no research on nothing. Then we wonder why the Most High hit us with the raw dog. Then we wonder why the Most High be so stiff with his foot on our neck. This is why, because we make covenants with death all day, not even knowing what we invite into our tabernacle, our body.
Check this out now. It says, therefore, thus said Yahawah our power, behold, I lay in Zion for a foundation, a strong, a tried stone, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation. He that believeth shall and not make haste. Right? And who is that? That's talking about a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. Give me something right there. Right? That's talking about a MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI, man. Right? The thing with demons. Yes, sir.
Judgment also will I lay to the line. Judgment will also I lay to the line, and righteousness to the plummet, and the hail shall sweep away the refuge of lies, and the water shall overflow the hiding place.
So the Most High said, you think you're going to do what you want to do, but I'm going to bring this, I'm going to redeem you hard-headed, stiff-necked Negroes. All right? Our people are hard-headed, stiff-necked, and rebellious, and you said you're going to make a covenant with death. But what he said over there, go over there where he said, you shall disannul that. Our women going to learn how to dress. They're going to cover up their behinds. They're going to learn how to be feminine. They're not going to be masculine. You're not going to act like you're a man when you're a woman, right? You're going to obey and respect your husband. You're not going to run around and act multiple men, right? Defiling yourself, right? We need our women to come back to the Bible. Because even the scripture says our women is more powerful and stronger than the wine and the king, but not the truth. So we need our women to come back to their power, right? And submit to the authority that the Most High gave you and help raise your sons back to their former glory. Read.
Verse 18, and your covenant with death. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled. Oh my God, I'm over here. I'm gonna bring it over there.
Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Huh? Well, we ain't going nowhere. We stay back in the woods. It's not over. All right. Mr. Read Isaiah 28:18. And your covenant with death shall be disannulled, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. So the Most High said, you may love this wicked, evil lifestyle, getting high, getting drunk, right? Doing whatever the hell you want to do, being rebellious, not coming back to the law, statute, commandments of the Most High, right? But the Most High is going to force you to serve him, man. He said, but that which cometh into your mind shall not be at all, okay? Not be at all. And your covenant with death shall he disannul, and your agreement with hell shall not stand. When the overflowing stone shall pass through, then ye shall be trodden down by it. Okay? All praise going to the Most High. What's going on, young prince? How you doing, buddy? You believe in the Bible? You know you're an Israelite? You know you're a Jew? Come here, man. Let me talk to you, man. How old are you? 17? We all got somewhere to be, man. But you gonna say that to the Messiah when he come and judge you? You gonna say, I got somewhere to be? Right? So our people don't want to hear this word, man. If I was a celebrity, or I was Nicki Minaj or Cardi B or one of these damn celebrities out here, right? Our people will stop and they will listen and hear the word. You see what I'm saying? But the Most High said you're going to exhort the men of the Most High in these last days anyway. Right? The Most High says you should get fame in all the lands where we just put the shame. I believe that's in the book of Zechariah. Right? So we're going to continue to bring forth the word. We're going to continue to exhort Yahawah by Shema MASHAYACH YAHAWASHI. Give me Isaiah 51 right quick. Matter of fact, let's read that. Let's read that thing I want us to do right here in the Dead Sea Scrolls. We're going to praise the Most High like our forefathers did
but we was at war. Because remember when we first opened up, we was talking about wartime. We talking about wartime. We are at war. This is a spiritual war, right? The scripture says, what's that? And what's that? Is that 2 Corinthians 6 or 1 Corinthians? Represent warfare not carnal but spiritual. Right? Bring that out. Right? Let's bring it out. If we already, they know it. Y'all know it. Y'all know it. You know what I'm saying? The weapons of warfare are not carnal, but mighty. Okay? You see what I'm saying? I'm slipping. Precepts is running from me. I can quote them.
I can't remember.
All right, can't remember the scripture. I know the book, that chapter. I don't know the chapter. I know that book. What's going on, brother, man? You know who the real Jews that the Bible speaks of? Most High is calling you to repentance, man. You know what I'm saying? Time for our people to look out of sleep. What you got?
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 10, and verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahawah to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations, and every high thing that exalts itself against the knowledge of Yahawah, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of MASHAYACH.
Man, it's a powerful scripture, man. That's when people try to come challenge the word, they get shut down by YAHAWASHI. Everything that you thought you knew is a lie. Okay, it's just like the Matrix, man. We're gonna stay with we're gonna take the blue pill or eat the red pill. Which one? You wanna come out the Matrix, man? Right? Because this is what we're trying to do. We're trying to get you up out of this damn Babylonian system. Right? Our people have been born through this Babylonian system, through this Babylonian matrix, man. The matrix is the woman's womb with the scriptures, right? So a lot of us have been born in this Babylonian system. You know what I'm saying? You have to be reborn by YAHAWASHI, okay? That's what we're trying to bring out. So we're gonna read this. You got something else you want to bring out? You want to read that war? Let's read how our forefathers used to go to war, right? And how we praised our Father to deliver us. This is the Dead Sea Scrolls, and this is in the War Scrolls. All right, book 7. All right, you want to bring it up? This is the War Scroll. I like the way that sounds. I don't know why. This is the War Scroll.
O YAHAWAH of Israel, who is like you in heaven or on earth, who accomplishes deeds and mighty works like yours, who is like your people Israel, which you have chosen for yourself from all the peoples of the lands, the people of the saints of the covenant, instructed in the laws and learned in wisdom, who have heard the voice of majesty and have seen the angels of holiness, whose ear has been unstopped and who have heard profound things. O YAHAWAH has created the expanse of the heavens and the host of heavenly lights, the task of the spirits and the dominion of the holy ones, the treasure of glory and the canopy of the clouds. You are creator of the earth and of the laws dividing it into desert and grassland, of all that it brings forth, of all of its fruits according to their kinds, of the circle of the seas, of the gathering place of the rivers, and the divisions of the deeps, of beasts and birds, and of the shape of Adam, and of the generations of his seed, and of the confusion of tongues, and of the scattering of the peoples, of the dwelling in clans, and of the inheritance of lands, of the sacred seasons, and of the cycles of the years, and of time everlasting. Truly, truly the battle is thine. Their bodies are crushed by the might of your hand, and there is no man to bury them. You did deliver Goliath of Gath, the mighty warrior, into the hands of David your servant, because in place of the word and in place of the spear, he put his trust in your great name. For you are the battle.
Many times, by your great name, did he triumph over the Philistines. Many times have you also delivered us by the hand of our kings through your loving kindness, and not in accordance with our works by which we have done evil, nor according to our rebellious deeds.
What you've just heard was an excerpt from the War Scrolls, giving praises, honor, and esteem to the one true power, the Holy One of Israel. There's nobody like him, nobody beside him, no one above him, only beneath him. How you doing, sister? Doing all right? You come back, come get the word, man. Come get the blessing. Come back. We're not talking Christianity, y'all. We're talking straight facts. This is what we see. We seeing our people out here in the midst of captivity. It's almost like it's a regular day. Nah, man. This is a day of remembrance. We're going to bring some of y'all back to remembrance. Some of y'all used to pick that Bible up. Some of y'all used to believe. Somewhere along the way you dropped the ball. It's all right. You still breathing. You got a chance to get it right. Yeah, I'm finna go holler at him.
They ain't tripping on the phone?
No, ain't tripping, bro. Go. All praise to go to our God, some of my shots out of SHAM, man. Okay? Right? All praise to go to the Most High. So we're going to come out here and we're going to check out the and bring up the girl and fight.
We out here, yo. Bring it up! What's up with it, my man? How you doing?
How you doing, my brother?
Hey, man, just want to let y'all know we love y'all, man. You feel me? What's up with it, bro? Just want to let you know we love y'all, man.
God got you.
No. Can I shake your hand, brother? I just want to shake your hand, brother. We love y'all, man. That's the only reason why we even out here. You feel me? What's going on, man? Yeah.
I'm talking about the other spirit.
Peace and blessings. Say what's going on, y'all right? Yeah. Hey, we just coming out here to let y'all know the Most High love y'all. And when y'all hear us out here, we don't want y'all to think we out here charging nobody up. It's a requirement for us to put y'all up on game. You feel me?
I roll like a ship.
Yeah.
We need add-on. Keep rolling.
We gonna be back down here. We coming back out here to come love on y'all next weekend. We have a little music. And we fuck with the dialogue. So if y'all want to come up and come chop it up with us, yeah, we appreciate the dialogue.
My people know Hebrew.
You a Hebrew? Yeah. Hey, we'll make it our duty to come out here on a day like this and just pull up and come rock. Huh? Indeed, man, we just want to let y'all know we love y'all, man. We ain't out here to condemn nobody, because we all used to be on something, so we all rocking, you feel me? But when we come out, if anybody be on some nonsense, and you see one of us step up and be like, say, watch out, that's because you see this right here, that let us know we law enforcement. The Bible let us keep the laws of the Most High. We keep the law and enforce the law. There you go. That's what you're supposed to do. Look. See, you got them too. That numbers 15, 36. To love him is to be obedient to his commandments. That's just like you got your daddy. Your daddy say, clean your room, right? I'm finna go to work, I'm gonna come back. Clean your room. You ain't got your room clean when I come back. That's your ass, right?
All right, big dog.
He told his people, us, hey man, this is what I want y'all to do. When I come back, come get me. So we just the children waiting on our daddy to come back. But nobody want to get caught up in a whooping when daddy come back. You get what I'm saying?
Go to the teacher now, let you see it, dude.
Huh?
Go to the
teaching down at the Synagogue on Saturday.
Nah, we got some brothers like everywhere.
Yeah, you know the brothers that teach over at the Synagogue. Yeah, Daniel and them. She said this is her son right here.
Oh, yeah?
That's her son, yeah, single mom. That's her son.
Where y'all teaching?
We're going to be teaching right here. We're going to be coming out here.
It's all praise. Yes, indeed.
Now my people know that. My people know Hebrew.
Yeah?
Yeah, they Hebrew. All of them.
Yeah.
We all
hey,
Hebrews.
look.
We all Hebrews.
That's a line of Hebrews down this side.
Yeah.
Hebrews right there. Shalom, brother. What's up with y'all, man? Yeah, them people that I was so deep. You know what I'm saying?
So yeah, so I mean, we're gonna be out here, man. I think I'm gonna make this our spot. Teach out here. You know what I'm saying? So
We can definitely do it.
come out here feeding and all that, bro.
Yeah. So when y'all see us, we probably gonna be right there.
And what you said, man, because you had some tears in your eyes a minute ago. Huh?
Tired of drugs, tired of alcohol, tired of everything. Because I was hearing you guys at first, but some of you guys said it and still listening. Tired, bro.
What's your name, brother?
Pray for this brother, man.
Come on. We're gonna take a walk. Come on.
Pray for this brother. We're gonna walk with this brother in prayer. All right, you see Hispanics with us, right? I'll flip this thing. Right, all praise and glory to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH, man. We in the hood of St. Louis, right? We're gonna be prophesying out here on Page and Stinker Parkway and hold them out, man. I'm saying one location, not saying we're gonna be here all the time, but I think it's a good spot. You know what I'm saying? So, all praise, bro. We out here. Come, man. Look at the brother over here jamming. He's jamming. He's jamming. Yeah. That's our new song, our new single, Chariots. All praise the Lord to the Most High, man.
The chariots of God are 20,000, even thousands of angels. The Lord is among them, as in Sinai, in the holy place.
And we're gonna leave off with our brothers and sisters with this song that we did called Kingdom. Actually, all of us is right here who did the song. You know what I'm saying? Eminem, myself, and the Rib. It's a song we did. You know what I'm saying? Eminem did the beat, wrote that crazy hook, and my wife just killed it. And here you go. We're gonna play it for them. We're gonna be out.
Yeah.
All praise and glory to the Most High.
E37 Entertainment, baby, we here. We out here, baby.
The brother over there say he ready to get off the drugs, the alcohol. Brother speaking right there with Eminem, man. He was over there vibing and listening. All praise.
Brother, let it be what it be, man. Let's go, yeah. Looking for love in all the wrong places. New faces every year. Revelations, no patience. Heart continuously breaking. Self-examination. Am I doomed for damnation? She thinking the first.
We gonna go downtown, see if we can link up with Wi-Fi. I mean on WFI.
Holy Spirit
I said
speak
Wi-Fi.
to each and every one of us. We just need to be managed. Scriptures speak to us. That's our only advantage, but the truth in us. Sometimes we're a vision. We envision a life of bliss, a kingdom or a business. The touch and the smell I miss, the kiss on those tender lips. I love when we read the script. New York was the lovely trip. I look up, there's a full eclipse. Stars in the sky. Amos 8 verse 9. Bubble control past the wine. My spirit on the decline. Is this walk or divine? Is this destiny mine? Fight the tears from my eyes. I'm surrounded by fire. Is enough I'm despised. Along with I be chastised. I repent for the lie. Praise to the Most High. I know you feeling me now. I know you feeling the sound. I know you hating me now. You wanna see me fall down. The don't wanna see me be crowned. You are my vision that ground, but I'm too clean for that now. The truth always abound. I promise I will end down. You know I'm keeping my vibe. These heathens look at us now, but that's alright by me. Keep looking in, cause you heathen sins keep on living in. Second back to B6, astonishment. You about to be in on college chill, but don't blame me. You can't shame me. It's like a lion in the den, you can't tame me. We rising up and you heathens can't face me. You can't face me.
Yeah. You wanna act shy? Hey. No, she ain't shy. She needs some tequila. Finish. We got next.
Idols you worship would trip you up. You got all squirrely just to get a nut. I sent my prophets to warn you. You still wouldn't give it up. Fetters are iron in your...
Put that in there. Who did that? Man, that's crazy. Hey, what happened to this,
So our brother Troy, I gave him some contact information.
Is that a waterproof mic? Is that what this is?
Yeah, I hope so.
Again, bet you feel them cuts. Long suffer with you, you still try my patience. You are my pride, my possession. How long will you keep me waiting? I send you comfort. I send you light for the nation. I send you treasures that thieves can't steal. I give you weapons of warfare. Cause I know
about listening to me, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. That's our job, man. We came out. The Most High said we get one sinner to repent, man. The angels in heaven rejoice, man.
You know what that means? One repentance. Out of all the people who's over there listening, one soul repent. The whole heavenly host.
Yeah, I kind of turned up right now. I had caught my eye out listening. I think you kind of tapped him, or you tapped him or something.
Yeah, man. Cause he say, listen, when you see your people, you gonna tell them what's up. But you gotta tell them in a manner that they understand and it resonates to them. So your response to it is not from what we did. The Spirit bear witness. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
What's your other brother?
There's no greater kingdom. So all we preach is kingdom. The Savior in His kingdom. We can have the kingdom. Don't get yourself caught up in the kingdom.
Amos 5:18.
You that desire the day of the Lord.
To what end is it for you?
The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. King James.
It appears we may have a problem. All praise and glory to YAHAWASHI, MASHAYACH. Till next time, we'll be back out here to do the work of the Most High. We're going to go downtown and see if we see some brothers out there. So you might see us again anyway. All right, Captain Jeremiah, man, we got to get a ticket to come out here, man. It's too hot in Vegas, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's too hot. It's too hot. Yeah. We're chilling right now. It's too hot. All right? So y'all be good. All praise go to the Most High. YAHAWASHI, man. Hit me up.
And you don't stay too far, folks. If I need to come pull up on you and sit down face to face this player, I like fried chicken. Yeah, so.
Me too, my brother.
So we A1 then. Look, he say when you are repentance, your prayers are heard. He'll come and hear you. I'm gonna grab that real quick. This is
Bring it out, brother.
2 Chronicles 7:14. I'll show you this real quick. See, it's a lot of folks that don't really understand that repentance is an element that is needed right now today. Their mindset is on acquiring the latest possession.
Right.
It's not on growing. It's not on being obedient to the will of the Father. It's not on doing what He say do. It's not on loving your brothers and your sisters. Go ahead. But that's why they don't understand the culture that they in. that if our brother over here knew just how of a reproach he is, not to us, but to himself. If he was to if sober him was to look at him, he'd be ashamed. You know what I'm saying? Most times when we do wicked anyway, we're ashamed. We just doing it because it feels good. It's fulfilling the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life. And that's why when you look at certain scriptures in the Bible and it talks about how Israel had to go into punishment, they went into punishment because they chose to do this bullshit. This ain't our portion. This is our punishment. Watch this.
I agree.
If my people, that's us, which are called by my name, the name of the Most High, right?
Yep.
You got a daddy? You know his name?
Yep.
The creator of heaven and earth has a name. His name ain't God. That's the title of a deity. Okay? If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, right? Forgive your sin and heal your land. Now, a lot of us ain't got land. So how would that make sense?
Right.
Now, he talking about this thing right here.
Right.
Because look, we can have land. It can be fruitful in the mud. But on the cool, we still in iniquity. Iniquity being lawless.
I know.
Right?
Yeah, I know.
So when he say, I want to heal you, yeah, he could be talking about adding some apples and some acorns and some peaches and plums to the garden. But nah, he talking about, I'm trying to get you out this funk you in. I'm trying to get you out this mess you in. See, our people love to say, I'm good. No, you're not. Because ain't none doing good. So instead of saying, hey, man, nah, I might be out of it today. I might be a little spiritually fucked up. They'll say, I'm good. Which, that's them trying to cover their shame. But the Most High word is quick, powerful, sharper than any two-edged sword. It separates soul from spirit and bone from flesh. Automatically, it's going to separate pride from shame. Automatically. You feel me? So when we start hearing these scriptures and we start getting a better understanding of it, then we can realize all these years I thought I was good, I was fine, I thought I was doing right. Turns out I've been a wicked nigga my whole life.
Some people just be in denial.
Yeah. And he said that was gonna be. He said that they would go with what the world is doing.
Right.
But he just told us right here.
Read that again.
If my people, which are called by my name.
And the Most High name is YAHAWAH.
YAHAWAH.
YAHAWAH, right? Some people pronounce Yahuwah, but it's YAHAWAH, right? And what are we called? We're the Judah, right? YAHAWAH. The tribe of Judah is named after the Most High. YAHAWAH, the real Jews, right? Okay. And we are called Shar Allah. We are the princes of the Father. So if a king have a son, it's called a prince, right? Go ahead.
If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land.
So, brother, when we was teaching, what you said was going on over there, can you tell us?
I was actually sitting around the corner there. I was hearing you guys, because you guys said something that caught my attention. So I grabbed my chair and I came around the corner. Then I started listening. And certain things you guys said, I agree with, and it just broke me down.
So you came from around the corner?
Yes, I was sitting over there. I can still hear you guys. You know what I'm saying? I heard. I'm gonna just say this by trying not to be funny, where I'm hearing noise.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Okay, speak on. But something you guys said caught my attention. So I said, okay, these brothers, they're speaking the truth. It's real.
Man, all praise, bro. I mean, that's just how it go. That's the spirit. You see what I'm saying? What scripture said, man's goings are of the Lord.
Yeah.
How can a man then understand his own way? You feel me? And Jeremiah, what's that? That's all. What's that? 24:20. And Jeremiah, I think it's 10, talks about the Most High directs the steps of man. You see what I'm saying? I may be misquoting the scriptures, but I'm quoting the scriptures correctly, right? So the Most High directs your paths. You see what I'm saying? Because that happened with me as well. You see what I'm saying? Even before I seen the brothers, I heard it in the Bronx, and I heard this word. In New York, mad people is in New York, so I heard this word, right? But something told me, like, Satan was like, don't go over there. But I heard it. Satan said, don't go that way. I'm walking that way, and I turned the opposite way. And so when I was leaving New York, and all the distractions around me, and I just stumbled on them. It was nothing to distract me then. You see what I'm saying? So when you said that you was around the corner and then you heard the word and you came around and I saw you and I said, oh, he's listening.
Yeah, because when I looked up, I think, oh, look, you tapped in me. We kind of locked eyes and stuff, and I'm, you know, this and shit, like, you know, because I normally talk to them, but some of my attention, I blocked them out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I actually listened to them. You know what I'm saying? So,
man, all praise is going to the Most High. What you got? Over there?
I wanted to read this real quick.
Alright, so a lot of our people don't think they wicked. It's just flat out. We were just talking about that, right? So here's a scripture to kind of hold that statement we made holds weight. This is actually like almost like prophecy. It's crazy. The way of the wicked is as darkness. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 4 verse 19. The way of the wicked is as darkness. They know not at what they stumble. Now, I'm going to give you an example of what I'm talking about. All right, are you familiar with the Zeus Network? Are you familiar with that? It's a network with all the black people on there. All right, so they got a show on there called Bad Boys, right? Every single nigga on there is fruitier than a fruit pie, right?
oh, okay, yeah.
Now, some people will say that's good, while others might say that's bad. The ones that think it's good gonna look at the ones that say that's bad and say, why are you saying that's bad? Well, it promotes homosexuality amongst our men. It promotes violence amongst our men. It's just a bunch of demonic activity. Yeah, see, people who think that something bad is good ain't gonna ever adhere to that. So you know what they gonna do? They gonna go about it as if it's a good thing because they don't see where it's darkness. When you're in wickedness, you're constantly walking in darkness. So whenever light is on, you ever been in a dark room for a long period of time, it's about to cut the lights on, you got to do this. The truth hurts foolish people. Wisdom is an abomination to wicked people. That's why our people reject the laws of the Most High. He say, but if you call by my name, and you considered mine, you go 180. That whole thing. We go 360. We go 180. We gonna change direction.
Yeah, who are we, brother?
Man, we the children of Israel, man.
Come on with it. Come on out,
Bring it out. Bring it out, brother.
Come on. Matter of fact, come on. You want to co-sign on the mic? Let them know what it is.
I gotta go, but
you all good?
I already know who we are.
Let them know we the children of Israel.
We are the children of Israel.
Come on now.
It says all throughout the scripture. Deuteronomy 28. Slave ships.
Hey, all we talking is Bible. That's it.
It's all scripture.
That's it.
The slave ships.
There's been more, and I'm broke as a joke right now. I bet you my last dollar there's been more scriptures brought out on this block in the past 2 hours than you have learned in the church. However many, and I'm not saying nobody here, I'm just generally speaking. The church don't tell us the truth. They are a bunch of paid liars. Whoever, even if your pastor is your daddy, that nigga's a damn liar. I wouldn't care if the pastor was your mama. She's a liar.
Nobody reads the scriptures.
Nobody is reading this the way it needs to be read. The other side of it is...
all praise and glory, man.
Here's the other side of it. You know, English is a bastard language.
Hebrew and Greek. Yeshua.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah. Yeshua. Hey, man.
Yeah.
Man, I learned this truth in the 90s, man.
Hallelujah.
In the 90s, man. I was out on the corners of Kings Highway and Natural Bridge back in the 90s.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I've been studying this truth a long time, been spreading the word. You know,
all praises.
Yeah, all praises to the Most High, man. Yeah, the scriptures is what's up.
Yeah.
The scriptures is what's
Ain't
up.
nothing else.
But in the truth, though.
Yeah.
In the truth.
Yeah, because anytime you try to use this to deceive the people, to make people do wickedness, then there's a destruction for you. He say you're going to be cursed if you add to or take away from it. You can't take away or add to this. This right here is this right here, nigga. You feel me? This right here is uncut, uncensored, unrelenting.
Unadulterated.
You feel me? All praises to the Most High.
Thanks,
so we say YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI, Barakatah. And that means praises be to the Most High God in the name of his beholy begotten Son, whom the world called Christ. We are Israel. Now, that's about as real as it can get, right?
All praise to the Most High.
We gonna be back out here next week with some bread and some water, and we stepping on the head of the serpent, cigarette butt style. So I hope y'all ready, because you're getting this work. We out.
God. So I'm I'm gonna play our song, Praise and Glory. RJ.
All praises and all glory to our King YAHAWASHI, who died for me. All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me. All praises and all glory to our King YAHAWASHI, who died for me. All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me.
We ain't nobody.
I thought that was the master one. Here's the master. Now you want to talk? You want to talk now? Look at him. There we go. What size you wear? You wear a size 10. I got something. I got something for you.
All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me. All praises and all glory to our King YAHAWASHI, who died for me. All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me.
A lot of people wrote me off for this life. Almost died as a child for the strife. Mama played with the pop for knife on a crazy vaccine. That shit wasn't nice. 7 years old, trying to be a grown man. All this child ever met the man. No discipline, life full of sin. Right image from the world, his skin looking wrong. But I'm a black little boy trying to be late. This Jesus told me looking real fake. Living in poverty, on the ground floor, granny in the kitchen, you all kind of poor. We on welfare, food stamps coming late. When it came, everyone was feeling great. Used to playing all loud, hanging out late. 2 teams, 1 for the sound. 2 teams, 1 on the ground. Picture perfect, shit wasn't perfect. Like the next door neighbors was a coffee. Just believe it, shit wasn't working. 4th week, shit wasn't working. Open up the door, felt like a stalking. Most high knows I was talking. Deuteronomy 28 was a joking.
All praises, all praise, all glory, all all praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me. All praises and all glory to our King YAHAWASHI, who died for me. All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me.
Giving no praise to the Most High. He redeemed my life so many times. I was dead to my sins, I was blind. Couldn't see through the fog in my mind. On the surface, the truth to the lines. Look back, time really flies.
I'm most definitely you guys are hollering, man. And I appreciate these brothers' words coming out. They spoke the word. I was feeling down for a whole week. These brothers just make me feel good by listening. By listening.
All praise, brother. Most I bless you, man. Talking with you.
Are you gonna stand? Are you gonna be a man? Papa told my ain't tell us how to be a man. Not a fan of a man, God has a plan. No chip in your hand, right hand is hand. Why you told chip, make it back in Japan. 12 times, this road is a clan. We got next, we going home to our land. Y'all will know that I was trying to hit
all praise. There you go.
You understand? All praises, all glory.
Going on.
All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown. Sing it with your chest.
And all glory to our King YAHAWASHI, who died for me.
All praises and all glory for the trials and mercy shown to me.
Yeah. So y'all hearing E37 Entertainment, Righteous Sounds Music. We do make sure that we put the music ministry out there for the peoples. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, give me something. Give me overflow.
Overflow.
Let me get overflow or something.
Mess with them one time while we out here.
Let me get that overflow. Don't the churches play music?
Yep, they do. They play praise and worship. Hallelujah. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Since I laid my burden down, glory, glory. Right? Ain't that how y'all do it?
Right.
Hallelujah. Since I laid my burden down. Y'all know? No? No, okay. Overflow. How you doing, man? She's like, who is that? Who that singing like that? Hallelujah. Hey. Set apart the mode. Every day is about them kingdom numbers. Proverbs 36 and 4. Show me who my friends and who my foes. I be on a mission saving souls.
Saving souls.
Sharing all the knowledge we bestow.
Boys
trying to say what I don't know. Count it all, joy, let it go. Word up in the scripts, hit the streets, I'm on the road. Ruach in me, poets in me till I overflow. Let me be a light unto those in affliction. Open up the gates, let my people out of prison. To you this day, bring it out anyway. They don't want to listen, cry loud anyway. Tree by the waters, bearing fruit should not be moved. Trusting in YAHAWAH, you can win and never lose. Yeah, hold up. Till I overflow. In and out of season, this is saving souls. Keep it alive, I'm just doing what I'm told. Set apart the mode, I put out the mortal clothes. Ruach give me poets in me till I overflow. In and out of season, on a mission, saving souls. Keep it alive, I'm just doing what I'm told. Set apart the mode, I put out the mortal clothes. Set apart the mode. Wisdom is more valuable than gold. All we know is stick to the codes. Salvation is a straight and narrow road. Torah is the only life we know. But Sorah is that good seed we sow. Only good soil where it grows. I do not control how it goes. Psalm 91 when I'm walking out the door. Gotta stay strapped when you battle with your foes. Ephesians 6:12 got me staying on my toes. Hold up, no friendship with this will. I'm on that chain 4 and 4. To you this day, bringing it out anyway. 1 Thessalonians 5, be coming back any day. 24/7, we focus on kingdom goals. Gird up in the scripts, hit the streets, save souls. In the midst of the fire, I desire your deliverance. Don't let us die due to ignorance. And if you know what the Father's business is, then seek Him with all diligence. State of emergency, that's our nation. 1 John 2:15, start the conversation. Ye are gods that'll die the death of men. And fall is one of the princes. Because of sin, we are under false pretenses. Abba, bring us to our senses. Bring us back to you, Adonai, and we will return. Babylon is falling down. Sodom and Gomorrah burns. Exodus 20 verses 1 through 5. Moses asked the people, who on your side? Ruach poet, send me till I overflow. Colossians 2:8. I don't ride no coat. Tails, the other side of the coin. The script gang, and we ain't forcing nobody to join. Set apart the lifestyle that chose me, I ride with it. Keep the prophecies of the book. Ruach in me.
Poets in me till I overflow.
In and out of
season on the
mission, saving souls. Keep it alive, I'm just doing what I'm told. Set apart the mode,
I put out the mortal clothes.
Ruach in me, poets in me till I overflow. In and out of season on a mission, saving souls. Keep it alive, I'm just doing what I'm told. Set apart the mode, I put off the mortal clothes. Yeah.
Hallelujah.
I put off the mortal clothes. Yeah. I put off the mortal clothes. I put off the mortal clothes.
You got another selection or what?
I don't know what we got. I don't know what's on there.
Oh, praise, man.
Give me something YouTube-ish. I don't know. What I got on YouTube? I don't know.
You got ready?
Ready? Oof.
Yeah,
Come on, get me ready. Let me
ancient
see what
facts.
see if we can do ready. Uh-oh. All right, St. Louis, I'm going to do this one for y'all. Y'all have blessed me with y'all presence. Here we go. I'm telling them they got to be ready. The Most High say we got to be ready.
Are you ready?
All praises to
Are
God.
you ready?
Ready? Work. Righteous man died once, put a coward will. Die 1,000, yes, I ain't make the rules. I was born into it. I ain't know what's next. I was full of sin, iniquity abound. I was in my flesh, man, reborn, man on fire. Ruach HaKodesh guiding me into all truths. Show me where I'm supposed to be. Script gang, I run and shoot. I'm hitting all tall cause he showed to me that ancient path, we bout that. Kingdom goals, I rep that. Set apart that life choice. I move with purpose, no stepping back. That Torah vow, so I stay ready. Emunah, I stay ready. Whole armor, I stay ready. No paper soldiers, they stay ready. They swords up, shields up, ready for war and not ashamed. Crying out to the lost sheep to seek repentance. That's not a game. The preparation of a man's heart from Elohim, my steps ordered every day with these new mercies. Fringes hanging on blue borders, feast days and appointed times. Ruach when I speak tongues. Path to worship, I move with purpose. Getting ready for my king to come. No sleeping when the war is only up. Tell them be ready. Hey, soldiers. Tell them be ready. Always keep my on me. Tell them be ready. No surrender in the watch it. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. They better be ready to tell them be ready. They better get ready. Yeah. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. They better get ready. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. They better be ready. What does it profit a man to gain the whole world, lose a soul? What can he give in exchange for? When you find out, then let me know. I had the demons kicking my tail. No defense, so I ain't know how not to use carnal weapons. I just turn up the beat and go. Riding 16, hitting 45 south, rolling regardless. I need to hear the voice of the Most High. That living waters got me. That daily bread got me. Failure is not an option. This the most feared record label. The whole world watches. I'm in St. Louis. Stick to the scripts. We gon' show you how the saints do it. True saints music. Smoke in the temple. We must repair the breach. Known for the fruit you bear. We turn and face the east. Bridegroom coming. Don't be like them foolish virgins. Put some oil in your lamps. Fight hard to break these curses. Wars on you must be ready. Step up and I'm on a mission. The soul out here be saving. And I'm out here trying to get it. We say, tell them be ready. Tell the soldiers, tell them be ready. Ready. No side. South side, east side, west side, northern kingdom. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. Better get ready. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. Better get ready. Tell them be ready. Tell them be ready. Our king is coming. King is coming. Get ready. King is coming. Get ready. King is coming. Get ready. King is coming. Let me hear about some. King is coming. Get ready. King is coming. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Mighty through your hood. Get ready. Praise. 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 Hallelujah. 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 Yes, indeed, indeed. This what I'm talking about. Inside all imaginative things.
King to come and get ready. King to come and get ready. King to come and get ready. King to come and get ready.
Holy one of
King to come and get ready. 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 That's our time, you beautiful people, you.
Yes, sir.
But please know we gonna be back out here one more game.
Ain't he king?
Yes, sir, he is.
Can't we stay with it?
Hallelujah.
You already know what we gonna do.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
I stay prayed up.
We coming back, baby. What's up, please? TC, you brother? What's up with you? We coming out here next Saturday. Break bread, drink water. Talk script. Shalom, King, what's up with you? We coming back out here one more again on next Saturday. You might have some questions about the Bible. You may have to just want to dialogue with your brother and your sister. It's all good. But we'll be back out here next Saturday. Same St. Louis time,
Same St. Louis channel. What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? What's going on?
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. We give praises to the Most High through His begotten Son, the MASHAYACH. Our King is coming. Be ready. We out.
Okay, crunch time, I'm punching in. Lost souls, we touching them. Strapped up, I'm running in. Don't care if it's 100 men. Spirit vexed by so much sin, y'all's patience running thin. Wartime, we in the throes. Last days, I better sleep. Third watch, I'm staying up. Pray to y'all, my soul to keep. Blood moon up in the sky. Song 5, verse 4 and 5. Foolishness don't get a pass. Bodies dropping, I know why. Women say they love me, but I'm knowing this a lie. They don't know my guard's up, they fraud. I see it in their eyes, and these brothers be doing the same thing. It be screaming at gang gang, you ain't righteous with your moves, I'm about to vacate. Never on vacation in your city, see me posted up. You can see the fringes swinging serious, you know it's us. Double-edged sword, if that's the word, so you know it cut. Boots on the ground, I'm with my brothers in the truth, so you know it's us. Abba Yah inhabits my praise, I give it to him. Sharing his esteem with no man, give it to him. Broken hearts, contrite spirits, I give it to him. Say to give his word to the people, so I give it to him. Serious, yeah.
This is serious. Yahawah send the prophets, they revealing it.
Prophets reveal it.
I think it's time for us to repent. Oh yeah, I think it's time for us to repent.
Yeah.
This is serious. YAHAWASHI, he's coming back and killing shit.
Our King is coming.
I know you heathens, you not feeling it.
You ain't feeling it now.
I know you heathens, you ain't feeling it.
E37 entertainment, righteous sound music. Lab techs, what we cooking, show them how we do this. We the movement, NYC we do this. H-Town we grooving, North Carolina cruising. You don't want to lose it. Kingdom go, we prove it. Script game, we ruling. Cut you now, you bruising. Talking all loud like a brute, looking foolish. Proverbs 9:13, what we doing? Maserati in your cut, steady watching ya. Shoot a Mac in the back, you know you ain't stopping her. Stefan Nassau, Hanasaur, not a dinosaur. Mixes raw, happy floor, jamming on the dance floor. You eat fruit, I eat meat. You can call me carnivore. Garments white, fringes clean. You can call me Mr. Clean. Aim is right, sight is tight. You can call me laser beam. People die all the time. You can watch it on the stream. It's serious.
This is serious. Yahawah send the prophets, they revealing it.
Prophets reveal it.
I think it's time for us to repent. Oh yeah, I think it's time for us to repent.
Serious. Either one get too careless. Serious, slide like fast and the furious. Kwame Yasharala, Yahawah apparent. Family matters like Colin Harriet. Young, purple drip. Do the right 22 friends, they sit on the hip. He on that strong when he sip. I'm on your block with a book in the bag. A pocket for whipping and sit by a zip. Chariots on the heathen, flames on the people. Change gon' come for a reason. 1-6, quam, we screaming. Chariot dip said I really mean it. Fatigue on me, green like a vegan. John the Revelator already seen it. Men of valor, put your feet on the cement.
We gon' hop out with that book. Pop out with that book. Don't clock out, bring shots out. It's getting hot reading that book. Them people see it, they shook. Ain't see it, but they might look. I hit the skillet with some fried chicken I might cook. I hit the board to protect my queen, I use a rook. We let the spirit use us for our pain like it's serious. YAHAWASHI be coming for them chains, he gon' be killing shit. We let the spirit use us for our pain like it's serious. YAHAWASHI be coming for them chains, he gon' be killing shit.
Yahawah send the prophets, they revealing it.
Prophets reveal it.
I think it's time for us to repent. Oh yeah, I think it's time for us to repent.
Yeah.
This is serious. YAHAWASHI, he's coming back and killing shit.
King is coming.
I know you heathens, you not feeling it.
Ain't feeling it now.
I know you heathens, you ain't feeling it.